How do you change it? Yo, you just do it. You just do it. Just like when you want to start a business or when you started your business, you start from the bottom. You got to create your LLC, get your EIN, get your bank accounts, get your business plan, research what it takes to run this business, learn everything about it. Maybe even get a job in it while you learning all of that. And then you jump out there and you do it. Same thing, man. You on drugs and you don't want to be on drugs? Yo, stop. There's nobody that's going to force you to keep doing it. Is it going to be hard? Yeah, because you battling your flesh. You battling yourself. And it's harder to beat yourself than anybody else on the face of this earth. Life ain't just lifing, yo. Life is not just lifing. Life is trying to teach you to grow, to be a better person. Yo, you got to stop listening to the people that you listening to that are not giving you the correct guidance. You got to start looking for mentors, for people who are doing well in life. Because listen, when I tell you, these attitudes and these ways of living, they don't change. You know a cheating spouse. Easy. They don't want you to look at their phone. They disappear at times and you don't know where they at. Like, it ain't rocket science. You know a man that beat on women. You know it. How his attitude, how his anger is out of control. And how he flinch at you until one day he end up hitting you. He wants to isolate you from your family, from your girlfriends. You definitely can't have no male friends. It don't matter if they cousins half the time. Yo, you know the signs. Life done taught you the signs and you ain't even listening. But you want to have a healthy relationship. You got to change your choices. You got to change your mindset. You got to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else, and ain't nobody gonna love you. This is real deal. You got to love yourself. You got to start looking in the mirror, telling yourself, I love you. And then you got to bust a move. When you love yourself, you got to bust a move, and you got to stop letting people do what they want to do to you and treat you how they want to treat you. They got to treat you how you want to be treated, and you got to figure out what that is. You got to figure out how you want to be treated, and then you stand on that, and you don't let nobody violate. And it ain't got to be no mean type of thing. It ain't got to be no disrespectful type of thing. It's, look, brother, I told you, I don't want to argue no more. I'm not arguing with nobody no more. The next time we argue, that's it for us. That's it for our friendship. And you got to let them know up front. And if they violate and it still get to that, then let it be over. You will be all right. And they gonna be all right. That don't mean that you're incapable of handling situations like that. Certain things in life, yo, it's 2026. We just don't have to do. We don't have to be involved in. And I'm not going to be involved with people who don't have my best interests at heart. If you don't love me and you don't love my family, what use is it for me to hang with you? What use is it for me to give you my time? Because I'm valuable. I'm a valuable asset to the world. If you my homeboy or you my family, you my friend, even if you my enemy, I'm valuable. And I don't say that lightly, and I don't say that boastfully. I say that because I've been through a lot and God brought me through a lot. And now I'm standing on top of the hill like, yo, I got all this knowledge and all this wisdom and all this understanding that I earned by going through hell, by being lost, by being in pain, But I ain't give up, and God ain't give up on me, and my wife ain't give up on me, praying for me. Yo, life ain't just lifing. And you ain't no innocent bystander. And you got to start taking accountability for you and for what's going on around in your circle and the people that you hanging around with. You constantly arguing with these people. You constantly being asked for stuff and you can't depend on nobody. I ain't saying it's wrong for people to ask you for stuff. I'm not saying it's wrong to give. I do it all the time. And everybody is not taking advantage of you. But you gotta it's time to start learning the difference when somebody is taking advantage of you or if somebody put somebody in your life for you to help them. There is a difference. There are people that can see your giving heart and take advantage of it. Just like it's people that can see your giving heart and know that God placed you in their life to help them. You gotta know the difference, because if you over here giving to somebody, I ain't gonna say who's a lost cause, but whose motive is only to take advantage of you, you wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Some people are not gonna change. If you tell people where you stand and they don't accept that and they get upset and they don't want to hang with you, sayonara, yo, let them go. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You might miss them. It might be somebody real close to you that you spent 15, 20 years knowing. But that don't mean that you should stay with these people, especially if they're not respecting you and respecting your wishes and where your mind is and where you trying to go. This ain't no game. Life is not just lifing, man. We supposed to be getting better. We supposed to be growing. We supposed to be walking in love. Why do I say that those who have went through the most, they supposed to be the teachers? What happened to Christ? Is he not the teacher? Is he not the ultimate teacher? Look what he went through. So, of course, those of us who were modeled in his, who were created in his image, of course, we gonna go through hardship, but we gonna make it through just like he did. And then we gotta pull others through. We gotta be a sacrifice. I feel like I was a sacrifice and I'm cool with it. Did it hurt? Yeah. Did I think about committing suicide before? Yeah. Was I down at the bottom of life and then try to dig a hole deeper? Yeah. I almost lost it all. As a matter of fact, I did lose it all at one point in my life. Yo. Life ain't just lifing. Life is not just lifing, man. Life is trying to teach you so that you can be better. So just remember that. Just remember that. When you start feeling depressed, when you start feeling sad, let that be a sign to you that you need to work on yourself. You need to find out, whoa, why am I depressed? Look at your life. Are you blessed? Are you homeless? Do you have nobody that loves you? Sometimes people may not have friends and they may want friends. Maybe God is trying to get you to go through that. So when you get to a point and you meet somebody that's going through that, who are not as strong as you can help them. You can't help people with something that you don't know nothing about. If you can't swim, how you gonna help a drowning man? Come on, it ain't rocket science, yo. If you cannot swim, how you gonna help a drowning man? If you ain't never got high, how you gonna talk to somebody that's getting high and want to stop? You had to have gone through it, or you ain't no use to this, man. Why you were chosen to go through what you went through and suffer the heartache and pain that you went through, I promise you, I don't know. But I guarantee you it was for a reason. And I guarantee you it was for a good reason. See, God ain't looking at this life like we looking at it. He outside of time. Death don't mean nothing to him. He's eternal. Always has been, always will be. So he ain't looking at life like us. We don't know what's going on in the spiritual realm fully. We know some things because of prophets, but we don't know fully God's plan. Bro, let's go, man. Stand up for yourself. Stop letting life. Bust a move. Stop cussing. Stop smoking. Stop drinking all the time. And I ain't saying do it because it's wrong or it's a sin. Bust a move. Grow up. You want all of these things, but you ain't trying to do all of the work. It takes work. It took work for me to get over my trauma. It took work for me to stop doing the negative things that I was doing. It didn't just happen overnight. And it's not going to happen for you overnight, but it could. You could wake up tomorrow and say, man, I ain't drinking no more. I ain't smoking no more. I'm on a different time. And you can get on a different time, yo. It's that easy. You're that powerful. You're that powerful. Who gonna stop you? If you decide to do something, who is going to stop you? Who can stop you? Think about it. Y'all got to start getting intentional about life and looking at your world. You are your world. And you are in control of everything that's in it. They say to some people, the world don't revolve around you. Your world revolves around you. And the choices that you make affect your world.